mean, there is a lot happening in TV measurement, especially in the last year, 2 years. Ultimately, I think they come down to two things. There's more measurement and there's better measurement, right? If I unpack those two, more measurement really under the stewardship of NBCU, we kind of for the first time have looked beyond traditional audience measurement and beyond a single provider, Nielsen, right? And so they've done a fantastic job in painting that landscape, understanding the types of measurement, not just audience measurement, but also outcome measurement, awareness measurement, fraud measurement, and not just Nielsen, loads of companies. Tatari is definitely part of that as well. Maybe just clarifying, we focus on outcome measurement. Obviously, there's a DR component to it, right? What's the cost per visitor or a ROAS on a particular TV campaign, but it could also be brand-like in nature, right? What is my reach, cost per reach, optimal frequency, and things like that. And so more measurements by more providers. So super exciting. The second point, better measurement. I mean, look, despite all the privacy setbacks that we collectively as an industry suffer, there is more data. There are better methodologies. And so the TV measurement that we can bring about today is just light years ahead of where we were just 2 years ago. Again, if I kind of look at it through the Tatari lens, we provide next day TV measurement. Nobody else will do that. We will help brands understand what's incremental versus view through. And these things just, again, as I said, would not exist just a few years ago.
And looking at Tatari, I was hoping you could tell us a bit more about your company, the background, and what kinds of things you specialize in here.
Yeah, I always believe that good or great companies come out of kind of like personal stories. So at one point, indeed, I was a TV advertiser myself, which wasn't a very pleasant experience. And so I saw what could change in terms of how we measure TV, right? And we just talked about that, but also how we can buy TV. TV advertising still to a certain extent today kind of suffers from the stigma of wasted spend or kind of the opaqueness, not knowing what happens, maybe even at the TV agency level. And so the buying process had to change as well. And that's the role that we play, right? We make the buying process look and feel more like digital and less than TV. It's agile, it's optimized, it's transparent and things like that.
So when you talk to brands and agencies too, what do you tell them about what's going on with TV measurement? What kinds of things should they be aware of?
Yeah, I mean, look, when we speak to the brands or agencies, and kind of one of the same, ultimately we point out to them that they can approach TV advertising with what I would call digital expectations. Right? So they can expect a TV measurement which is real-time or near real-time. They can expect a TV measurement that they can compare to their digital campaigns, right? If we work with a company like Open Door or Nutrafol, when we give them TV measurement, they can compare how that fared to their Facebook campaigns, their search campaigns, because we use similar data, we have methodologies that allow them to look on kind of the same KPIs. So that's what I would tell them, have high expectations.
That's great. So now looking ahead, let's say the next 6 months to a year, is there anything that's really top of mind for you? Anything you're excited about or perhaps worried about? Anything that keeps you up at night?
So many things. Here's one thing which is very kind of timely and topical. Kind of if you look at where we are today, obviously there's a high risk of going into a recession if we're not there yet. There's definitely a lot of TV advertising inventory coming into the market. Literally, I mean, we will get flooded with great advertisable content, right? Disney Plus, Netflix, you name it. And so for brands, it really begs the question, well, how important are those commitments that I make through upfronts today? And to what extent can I become more agile? And can I do that in-house? We have a great example of this. We now, for example, work with Weight Watchers, a brand that has traditionally gone through upfronts. And they look at the kind of the economic environment and what's going on, and they see a self-serve in-house tool like Tatari, and they make that profound change. And I think that's something I think a lot about. It's what I expect to see more of in the next 6 to 9 months.
What do you expect to see? What's the future of TV measurement?
Yep. I might have a slightly contrarian point of view on this. So obviously there's more measurement and better measurement, but with more providers coming to the market, I think it's really difficult to talk about this concept of currency or measurement currency. Currency kind of points to something which is a quasi-monopoly, and that just doesn't exist anymore. And I wish we didn't use that term anymore. As we get more players, I believe it's going to be the exact opposite of a monopoly, i.e. kind of commoditization of TV measurement, which drives pricing down. Tatari already provides free measurement to all of its clients. We do not charge for that. We are in spitting distance of providing free TV measurement to everybody without being a client. And I, it's a bit of a bold statement, possibly contrarian as I mentioned, but I truly do believe this.